In the early part of the 20th century, Charles Page swiftly set out about creating his ideal industrial city. As a result, Sand Springs boomed and continued to thrive despite obstacles such as the Great Depression and violent labor disputes. The success of Sand Springs is due largely in part to its diversified industrial base and to the people who flocked to this industrial center of the Southwest. In 1910, to accommodate the influx of new industry workers, Charles Page asked Ogle and Olive Cart to build and operate a hotel in downtown Sand Springs. By 1912, downtown Sand Springs began to spring up with new buildings and roads. The Kingsbury Building, located on the northeast corner of 2nd and Main, was home to the Sand Springs Townshire office, the post office, a drugstore, a dentist, and a furniture maker. The Dalton Building was soon constructed on the west side of Main Street, just north of 2nd Street, to compensate for the rapidly declining space in the Kingsbury Building. The definitive Plains commercial-style architecture of these buildings, signified by their arched windows and decorative corbelled cornices, can still be seen today in downtown Sand Springs. As one of the earliest Sand Springs businessmen, Bert Sutton ran a cleaning and pressing shop in downtown. He later operated a furniture and undertaking business. The Iowa Building, shown here during its construction in 1916, is one of Sand Springs' oldest and most recognizable buildings. The top floor served for many years as the Iowa Hotel. One of the early owners of the business was Joe Cross, who later became mayor of Sand Springs. A passenger train brings visitors to Sand Springs for the International Order of Odd Fellows Convention in 1920. Taken from the upstairs studio of early Sand Springs photographer Sam Cole. Cole sold his second-floor studio to photographer Mary Ward in 1938. Ward continued Cole's tradition of documenting Sand Springs in photographs for over 50 years. Russell Brenneman in the Citizens Federal Savings and Loan on September 21, 1929, just before the stock market crashed in October that led Sand Springs and the entire country into the Great Depression. Industrial diversity was one of Sand Springs' greatest strengths and allowed the community to survive the Great Depression. This streetscape captures daily activity on Main Street in downtown Sand Springs. In 1927, the Imperial Manufacturing Company was one of the earliest industries in Sand Springs. Some of the first electric washing machines in the country originated in this building, which was located near the Sand Springs Railway Car Barn, east of Main Street and south of 2nd Street. Established in the 1930s, Vigo Dog Food was west of Commander Mills on Morrow Road and was a presence in Sand Springs industrial life for over 40 years. Empire Chandelier was owned by Wallace Smiley and was a creation site for magnificent light fixtures such as this one photographed in 1952. Smiley also designed and handmade the decorative iron fence that surrounded the Page estate. Remnants of that fence remain in place today. Charles Page established a transportation system, water supply, and electrical power that allowed him to lure business and industries with the promise of free land, low-priced utilities, and a $20,000 resettlement bonus. Charles Page's industrial vision was fulfilled and ensured the perpetual funding of the Sand Springs Home and Widows Colony.